We are recording now, but yeah. So Alexis, a lot of this with Qigong is involves a lot of good deep diaphragmic breathing, and that's a lot of the base and mindfulness um, combined with the deep diaphragmic breathing. So the breathing, of course, is calming, settling because it engages the parasympathetic nervous system and vagus nerve, and just we focus on that, being mindful, and then adding some movement into it while we're also in that very mindful state. And all the movements are very slow. When you first get started, we encourage to, as you breathe in, use imagination to imagine energy and, flowing down into what we call the lower dantian, down in the abdomen, and at times up through the spine as well. When you first get started with it, it is just purely imagination, but then it also you begin to sense that and feel that as you become more aware of your energy. And then it kind of builds from there. So it's a progressive practice. I remember when I first rolled this out, some of the guys are going, of course, I did it in the martial arts context. So, some of the guys are going, what is this kind of weak, all this kind of stuff? But then when you start really getting into it and you're in that mindful focus, then it begins to show its benefits. So, any questions before we get started? Nope. All right.
No questions.
Well, I think it's going to be us, so that's good. We'll get started. Let's see. All right, with a lot of it, it's just first kind of bring feet together. All right, hands over abdomen, and for Alexis as just kind of a introduction and primer. This coming from more the traditional Chinese medicine side, they kind of look at, you have 3 energy centers. Lower dantian is what's also called the original Sea of Qi, and basically the area is going to be about 1.5 inches, 2 inches below the navel, kind of back towards the center of the body. The second is going to be the heart area, and third, of course, third mind. You'll also hear me talk about chakras, so I borrow also my studies have started out with more Ayurvedic, Hindu, where we have the chakras that run from root chakra, sacral chakra, you got solar plex, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And you'll hear me refer to those as well. They're just energy centers, and if you're familiar with them, wonderful. And if you're not, it's not necessarily a required or a needful thing. But I think as we go through on this, through the movements and over time, as that builds your awareness, you kind of sense these energy centers anyway. But to get started, just folding hands over. I like right hand against abdomen, left hand on top. My thumb is in the palm of my hand, and then my other thumb from my right hand is on the web of the left hand, between the thumb and the index finger. And with here, just feet together, knees slightly bent. Everything is relaxed. So ideally, when you stand, you should begin to feel as if there's no tension in your body. You're using your skeletal structure is the only thing that's keeping you up. So I don't have a lot of tension in my body at all. Everything is nice and relaxed. In order to partly achieve that, in order to get a good deep diaphragmatic breath, if you drop your tailbone just a little bit so that it kind of straightens your spine, the idea with this is also allows energy to flow more directly in both the Ayurvedic thinking as well as the traditional Chinese medicine. Tucking your chin in, you'll notice that you'll be able to breathe a little bit easier. And then imagine you have a stream tied from the crown of your head and kind of to the ceiling, kind of pulling your spine up a little bit. My feet typically are going to be right underneath me. When we first start out, they're kind of more together, but right underneath me. Knees are not locked. They're slightly bent. And even the arms are straight, but not straight. There's always, you know, a little bit of bend to the elbows, so nothing is locked out. So everything's just kind of nice and relaxed, but only enough tension in your muscular structure just to keep yourself standing or moving. When you deep breathe, and you'll notice that when my tailbone is dropped a little bit, my chin is stuck, I can breathe deeply in the diaphragm. And you'll hear us talk about breathing into the lower dantian. Obviously, we're just filling lungs, but as we expand that diaphragm out, you'll feel it press to the sides over time through the back, and that, you know, we're strengthening that muscle that allows us that deep breath. So, enough talk for a little bit. So just kind of stand and just feel. Let go of everything. Let go of anything that you want to do today, anything that's on your agenda. Let go of any perception of how you may look or feel. Just focus on your breath. Deep breathing in. You feel your diaphragm, the abdomen expand. To exhale through the nose. Inhale. And exhale, just be present. And sometimes I'm going to mention breathing, always breathing in through the nose. Sometimes we're breathing out the nose, and sometimes we're breathing out through the mouth. So when we're exhaling through the mouth, it pretty much is releasing energy, purging energy, getting rid of negative energy. Through the mouth and through the nose is more tonifying, more strengthening. All right, shift to your right, to step out. Now, one way to gauge the depth of your breath is we'll do wave breathing. So I'm going to breathe into my diaphragm. So one hand goes over to the heart, the upper chest. And then as I breathe out, I should feel my abdomen expand. Continue that deep breath in and fill the chest. You should, over time, if you may or may not already, but feel the ribs expand. And then up to the top of the chest. You can raise your head a little bit with this one as you get to the top of the chest, breathing, kind of top it off, and then reverse. Exhale from the top of chest, ribs, abdomen, and repeat. Nothing rushed. Fill the abdomen completely. You can play with the diaphragm muscles a little bit as you become more aware of them to really kind of fill out. And then to the ribs, middle, upper chest, reverse. One more time. Bring hands back down. One good big breath. All right. Feet are about shoulder width apart, and it's going to be just turning. It's always turning from, we refer to 6 harmonies, 3 external harmonies, 3 internal harmonies. The external harmonies are going to be shoulders and hips move together. Elbows and knees work together, hands and feet work together. The internal, and more important on the Qigong, is heart and mind combined, so that you put your mind into your heart, and that's part of that living by spirit, by the deepest parts of us, but you're combining wisdom, mind, and emotions together, And so kind of that renewing of the mind. And then from there, then with your mind and your heart, you begin to feel and harness more of your internal energy. For martial purposes, the last of three internal harmonies is Qi and power. But it's heart-mind combined. Heart-mind then combines with Qi because mind leads Qi, and then Qi to power. Right now, you can pump your knees just a little bit, come down. None of this is forced, all very relaxed. My forearms, one is hitting over the lower dantian, one is hitting that lumbar section around the kidneys as well. You typically have feet put forward. However, if you have any knee issues, you can rotate as well. Protect your knees so you don't aggravate anything. But little gentle movements, if you have issues in knees and backs, this will all help. Now come up and hit just below the collarbone. Kind of, you see that little divot we call lung one. You're just going to come across. Activating. First, we center ourselves, and then we begin to wake the body up and wake our awareness of the body up. Come back down again. Slow it down. Now just let your fingers run through the air. Feel the energy. Slow it down, come to center. Now we're just going to knock down the sternum. I'm just kind of enlivening nerve endings, awakening it. It's called awakening energy. You might feel it as your energy is already waking, awoke. It's early, not enough coffee. Come down one side, you come up over the other. We're hitting in certain spots at times. You have the sternum, and then coming over here into that long one area. Come down to hip flexors. Come back up. Now, right hand, pat down left shoulder. Come down the outside and up the inside. One more time, and we'll switch to the other side. Don't knock on kidneys. Come down, you can spread your legs a little bit, kind of step out, widen them, come down to glutes. Look at my hamstrings, you can just bend over calves, come up the inside, down the wrong side, come up the inside. The idea, of course, is yin and yang. In this case, yang is going to be anything on the outside, yin on the inside. And come up. All right. Feet underneath you. Now that you beat on yourself for the morning, put hands up, down. With this, breathe in. Good, deep diaphragmatic breath. You should feel your belly moving out. Exhale, come down. One more time. All right. Do what's called spinal cord breathing. So with this, kind of collapse in, my knees roll in a little bit, I drop my tailbone, I kind of drop my chest, my forearms are rolled together. This is the exhale, and the inhale, expand out. Drop the shoulders, drop the elbows, but really push back. Good deep breath. Make sure that you're not just breathing into your chest. We're breathing into the abdomen. It's very easy at this point to just do chest breathing. And then exhale, collapse everything. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. The number of reps can change in your personal practice. It is whatever you want it to be. Always at least 3 to 5 times, but doing this 15 to 20 times is not unheard of as well. And some days I'll go into a movement that just feels good and I'll stay with it for a longer time. All right, last time. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take feet out just to make sure the shoulder width. Float the hands up. Float the hands down. Walk the feet out a little bit farther. And we're going to imagine I'm pulling energy up either from the earth, the air, or through your own body. Up. When you get to your head, turn the palms up, spread up, and then also stretch back. This is the inhale, exhale. Keep the arms where they are. Roll over. Bend at the waist. Come down to the ground. Bend the knees slightly and roll your spine up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You take it as far as you are comfortable, able to do. None of this is ever forced. All right. Walk the feet back in. Come up to the head. Press. Shoulders are down, but elbows roll back, so you should feel engagement into your shoulders. Turn the hands over on the exhale. Come down. Up. Inhale. Hold. And then I scan from crown of my head, third eye, throat, heart, solar plex, sacral chakra or lower dantian, and root. And the idea is that first, you're just mindful of movement and breath. And then over time, You feel more sensations as like I do when I pass through those areas from crown. I feel a resonation between, say, my palms and arms, and in this case, crown, third eye, throat chakras. Energy centers all process information differently: heart, solar plex, lower dantian, and root. Deep breath in, hold, exhale through the nose. I want to strengthen and tonify. One more time. Now, also, there's a lot of little things and nuances, so I will kind of add in as we talk, because I'll make reference to them as we go through. When you first get started, it's just getting the movements, but also the palms. When I do my palms, I like fingers spread a little bit. My thumb and my little finger are kind of opposed to each other, so I get this little conclave in my palm. Very nice energetic point that's here, as well as in the kidneys, kidney one and the sole of the foot. But now I'm going to split. It's called splitting heaven and earth. So my right hand is going to spiral down, and my left hand is going to spiral up. That's the inhale. If I want to press more for fascia, then as I inhale, I can move my hip out and get a little more of a stretch. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, come up. You can get that little bit of a stretch. You see I'm pulling. This hip comes out a little bit. So we engage and stretch the fascia as well. Now, if you want to go a little more esoteric, as I breathe in, imagine filling my body with energy. As I breathe out, I can be letting that energy go, or I can sink it into my body. Now, some people imagine light more than energy. I tend to feel more energy than I do, say, imagining light, but different people have different anchors that work well for them. Last one. Bring the hands down, float the hands up, inhale, exhale. One more time. For calming and centering, this is one of the best moves you can do. Now, right hand rolls around, forearm just on your lumbar. Left hand starts over to your right side. I am pressing lightly as if I'm expanding through the joints, not with muscular tension, but expanding from the shoulders, elbows, wrists. I'm putting my mind in my palm as I bring it across. I'm pushing more from my wrist. Looking at shower, imagining connecting now with the energy center of my palm. And now I'm going to turn it over. You can see. So I'm getting now a palm up with a twist, and I should feel that twist in the tendons in my arm. No muscle, just tendons. Rotate the elbow and the body to the center. Come down center line. Other side, less commentary. press, turn it over, press, center line, come down center line, other side, turn it over, be in touch with your body, mind, breath, and body. Come down. All right, float the hands up, float the hands down. If you feel, like sometimes when I'm doing this, I'll just feel this energy in my body, so I just let it flow. You see any sensation that you have, just feel the sensation. Don't add to it. Don't take away from it. Just feel it. All right. Feet in, hands come up, rotate out and step out, palms facing out as if you have claws that you're moving, kind of moving curtains back. Turn them over, bring them down to your side. Shoulders are not raised, shoulders are pressed down. Inhale, exhale, come across the body. So this is my left hand, and I'm kind of shutting down the right lung, or left lung, excuse me. Turn it over on its side. Bend at the waist. Come down to the floor as if I'm picking things up. Scoop up. Press with the other side. So this is my exhale. Nice press. No tension, but I'm expanding my body through the use of my mind. Turn it over. This is the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Walk the feet back in a little bit. Float the hands up. Float the hands down. Now, come up, right hand comes up center line, presses out. So your right hand's going to press shoulders down. Expand once again through the joints, and it's the best way I have to explain, to kind of explain that. I'm trying to relax my mind, my body, and feel expansion through more joints than trying to press with muscle. And I'm just aligning my bones. I'm pulling my middle finger and ring finger back, and still having my thumb and little finger extended. I'm pushing more through my wrist, and then this hand, the left hand now, just follows suit. A little bit of a press that's here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. In your mind, feel your energy, that energy traveling from your lower dantian out through your arms. So inhale, sending energy down to lower dantian. Exhale, I can send it up my back, across my arms, pressing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale. Movements are always soft. Now, press out to the side. Kind of the same thing. My arms are straight but not straight. There's a little bit of a bend. Pressing through my wrists and palms. Now, in this case, my attention is on the right-hand side. I'm going to take my left hand and just kind of stretch, pushing my head down to my shoulder, dropping my right shoulder, and pressing through my palms. Repeat the other side. Inhale, exhale. I can inhale, relax a little bit. Exhale, press. Inhale. Other side. Now, we're going to take your fingers, take all the fingers and press them to like a bird's beak. And I'm going to turn the wrist in, shoulders still roll back, knees slightly bent. And now I'm kind of pressing from the inside. And I'm really trying to take that bird's beak and press gently, not overtly, but gently to my forearm. Breathe deep in the dantian. And then send that energy down your arms. Press on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Float the hands up. Float the hands down. Walk the feet out so a little bit past shoulder width. Hands come up center line. Setting 3 plays down. So that's my inhale. My exhale, 2 versions of this. I just bend my knees and I'm sitting straight down, trying to make sure my knees don't go over my toes, and setting. A little more advanced, come up on your toes. Inhale, exhale, drop lower. Back is straight. Inhale, drop lower. Come up. Walk the feet in. All right, when we start working on our flows and this Qigong set is 5 element, or I also call it 5 organ flows, because we're looking at starting with lungs and focusing on kidneys and focusing on liver and then heart, stomach, spleen, then we finish with a full body. So there is a cycle according to traditional Chinese medicine. You want to start, you have metal, water, you have each element. Each organ also has a corresponding element. So the lungs are associated with metal. In this case, we'll just start with the metal. Metal also condenses, condensates, as we have water that goes to, then referred to the kidneys. That gives growth for wood element into the liver. Heart is fire, obviously wood can catch fire, and then act returns back to earth in the stomach and spleen. But we'll start out with lungs. Now with the lungs, the color, if you want to envision the color, is white. So imagine as you're breathing in, you're filling your lungs deeply with nice white. Hey, there's a little bit. And then also, this is where also we do the sounds. So the sound for metal in traditional Chinese is Ayurvedic. Hindu has different sound bases, but they still use different sounds, but still using sound. So enough talk, raise the hands up. When you get to the head, turn the arms over. Press up. Filling the lungs, nice white light, turn the hands over. And the sound is S as in snake. If you do it with a loud vocal, it affects more physical, more of a whisper, more emotion, energy. Silently to yourself, more spiritual energy. Now we're going to change a little bit. Breathe in. And now expand out to the mouth. Purging energy. You can use the sound on this too if you wish. As you come down, roll the spine up so you kind of collapse, and then you roll the spine up as much as you can, vertebrae by vertebrae. One more time. Now we incorporate a standing meditation. Usually in this, for our sessions, are only just a few minutes long. You can stand as long as you wish. The first one is just called Bear Holds Ball. So the tailbone is tucked a little bit, my knees slightly bent, my feet straight forward, my legs are right up underneath me. My shoulders are comfortably rolled back just so I'm in a proper posture. Hands or palms up at your side. You can have them focused in a little bit on lower dantian if you wish. But now you're just going to stand. I call it stand and absorb. Just feel the energy in your body. Be mindful of mind, body, and breath. Your mind is just on your breath. And relaxing the body and relaxing the mind. At times in these standing postures, you all of a sudden, as you stand here long enough, and you're only using your skeleton to kind of keep you up. So you want everything, all your bones stacked on top of each other as they should be. And there's times you're going to feel where all of a sudden the body just lets go and relaxes. To build more balance and root, imagine my feet, the energy from my feet actually go about 4 feet into the ground. All right, break a little bit. Use your, go back to the birds on your bird's beak or your fingers. Trace them, that little indentation is called 1-1, just below the clavicle from your shoulder. You'll have that little indentation. Put the fingers there, press, roll the shoulders back, and bring in, so inhale, and bring the elbows as close together as you can. And reverse. So for me, it's inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Bring the hands down, float them up, float them down. Now, just step out, feet are a little wider than shoulder width, and I call this men's end, which is how I first learned it. But I'm just going to take palm up, left hand, and spiral. My elbow and my hip are in line. I want to keep as if I'm hanging on to a rock or a teacup. Pass to the other hand. No tension. And I'm doing this with some of us that have shoulder issues. We say just be nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed. I've used this to help heal my shoulders and keep them in health for years, decades now. As if you're holding a rock in your hand, so your palm has a concave structure to it. Don't force anything. Now we've been going to the outside. Bring it to the inside. So now I'm going to spiral in and up. Now you can do both hands at the same time. You get a full body called using dragon back. So I'm working the spine as well as all the upper body and the legs. No tension. Anytime you feel tension, relax it. Anytime you feel tension in your mind, relax it. Reverse the other way. Come in. Inhale. Exhale. Feel mind and body and breath. One more time. Feet underneath you. We're going to go into water, but first bring the hands down, similar to what we're just doing. Come out. Bring back of the palms together. Rotate the palms down. So inhale, and push the hips back a little bit. Exhale, expand out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, then exhale. All right. Float the hands up, float the hands down. So now we're going to go more into the water element and the kidneys. The color to imagine your kidneys is this deep, healthy, dark blue. The sound for the kidneys is choi, C-H-O-I, choi. So feet underneath you. I like toes pointed in just a little bit because as I collapse the knees, I kind of drop down as if I'm pulling energy up. You have kidney meridians that run on the inside. So come up, inhale, keep the shoulders down, roll the hands out. Oh, I imagine I'm resonating, pulling energy up, out, feeling the dantian. I like giving energy out, so I imagine I'm sending energy out. Other people like to condense it within their system. Really strong you give, it's given back. Everything is an energy exchange. One more time. All right, now, same thing, bring energy up. When you get to the heart, stop, press out. Raise the elbows up, come back around as if you're scooping. Palms change, come up, drop your hips back. Take this as low as you can go. Scoop energy up, bathe. If you can feel and resonate with the energy as you bathe, it's perfect. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bathe and exhale. Feel the energy centers. Expansion, contraction. Expansion, contraction. Hold. Just feel and resonate. Working with the kidneys, the water element is one of the more important elements you can play with. Now, feet underneath you. Take the hands, same thing we did on the front. It's called bear holds, ball in the back. Standing meditation for water. Just stand and absorb. As you also progress in this, you can kind of grab the earth a little bit with your toes. It helps activate a very powerful meridian point on the sole of your foot. Also, for those of us who are extremely flat-footed, it changes the structure of the leg, puts it kind of where it should be, and you kind of feel, I feel weight taken off my knee. Just stand and absorb. Now, a little bit different. Take your hands, put your thumbs by your kidneys. As you breathe in, press, and just kind of rotate. You can find your own breath with this. I kind of go inhale, exhale. But each time that you then push forward, just change the position of your thumbs just a little bit. You can press out to the corners. Change, and now put the palm of your hands and just stand. Put the palm of your hands over your kidneys. Imagine you got light energy flowing from your palms into your kidneys. Nice deep blue in the color, nice and healthy. If you feel any warmth or tingling, fine. If you don't, fine. Inhale, relax. Once again, floating the hands up. This is also mixing fire and water energy. It helps to balance. One of the very best, this is one of the best Qigong moves, this or the full flow going up. You need to immediately stable, harmonize yourself. All right, now we're going to move into the liver. Liver is the wood element. The color is green, and the sound is shh. All right. So imagine we're pulling energy up. Now you have liver meridian types with gallbladder, all that comes up along the side. So imagine I'm bringing this energy up and I'm cascading energy down on my head. As I turn over, as we've done before, then the sound is shh. Reach over as if I'm resonating, pulling energy up, harmonizing with the energy that's there, rotating. One more time. Now, feet underneath you, come up from the side. Up. Feet are still forward. So you have a nice twist to your spine as well. Contraction, expansion, expanding your energy out. You can expand your energy out beyond your perception of your being. So with this, actually I feel and I sense there's this nice ball of energy that's around me. Come back forward. Now we're going to push pull. So I'm going to, this time I'm breathing out as I exhale. I can look behind me for more of a stretch to my neck. Turn it over. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Feel your root. Sink your feet, your body into the earth. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Nice and slow. Connect with the movements, your mind, breath, and body. Bring the hands down, feet underneath you. Knees bent a little bit, tailbone tucked. Standing like a tree. Whole meditation. Once you do it right now, just stand and absorb. Just feel. If you've been doing this for a while, you can also breathe into your diaphragm, down into lower dantian, and then on the exhale, imagine I'm condensing that into a ball. There's a lot of things you can be doing in this time. Right now, we choose to do this. Breathe in to lower dantian. Mentally condense that into a ball, an energy. No tension in your body, no tension in your shoulders, no tension in your legs, your hips, no tension in your mind. Once again, the longer you spend here, the better. Deep breath, hands down. Float the hands up, float the hands down. All right, cloudy hands. Working now with the element of fire and heart. The color is red. The sound is H-A-R, har. But so we're going to use cloudy hands. So I'll start with my left hand, and that's going to be right at heart level. Right hand is just going to float through the air, switch. The breathing in this is whatever you want it to be. I tend to do inhale on one pass, exhale on the other pass. Inhale. Imagine heart nice and red. Inhale. Down. Connect in your mind the vocals and the energy and the organ. Drop one hand down to lower dantian. Come back to heart. Come up to third eye. Your intuition center. Back to heart. One more time. Now, bring the hands up. Diamond mudra, so index fingers and thumbs together. Press out. So you're still very comfortable, very natural position that's here. Depending upon how you feel, I always tend to be sending energy out of me because I believe firmly that as you give, it's given back and there's an energy exchange. Other people like just to bring energy in because they need that for healing or whatever else at this moment. As you develop your own personal practice, you can flow. Your spirit will tell your mind what you need. In other words, you'll get a sense of it from down deep. One more breath. All right. Both hands up now. We're going to go into stomach and spleen. So we started with lungs, with the kidneys, went to liver, went to heart, stomach and spleen. So it is metal. The element is metal, water, earth, fire. Wood, fire, and now earth. So stomach and spleen, the color is yellow. So imagine just this brilliant, healthy yellow. And the sound we'll use is WHO, like blowing out a candle. So there's two flows with this. So inhale, both hands go out. So just imagine I'm taking that energy, any energy from it within this section, clearing it out of my body. Send the hips back. Gather energy. When you first start doing this, you're always in your head a lot more. The more you get into mindful presence, the more dynamic and quality is you build into your practice. Now come up, right hand at lower dantian, left hand does the same thing, just a single. Go back in, exchange, inhale, exhale. All right, last one now. The standing meditation for earth, I like. Feet are right up underneath you. Knees are bent, elbows at your side, forearms parallel to the floor. Once again, conclave in the fingers, but then point them kind of at an angle to the floor. Now we'll do what's called 4 gates breathing. Obviously, we're just breathing into our lungs, but you are imagining as if I'm pulling energy up from the Lao Gong points in the center of my palm and the kidney 1 points in my on my feet. I'm breathing in. Imagine all that energy coming up, sinking into lower dantian, and on the exhale, I just condense that into a ball. If that's too much to start with, then just be present. You release all tension from your body. The mind leads the chi, it never pushes it. One more deep diaphragmatic breath. All right, we're going to do a little bit of what's called a small circulation. So with this, palms facing towards each other, you bend the knees, you kind of like pump. So this is the physical movement we're going to do. But now what I want you to do is, as I breathe in, imagine I've got energy coming from my tailbone, up my spine, across top of my head, and coming down. It actually stops right about here. Your tongue is at the roof of your mouth. And then on the exhale, imagine energy coming down to lower dantian, around to the perineum. So you're going to be up, sending that energy, then down your front. Up your spine, down your front. Up your spine, across your head. You can tuck your chin a little bit so the spine becomes a little straighter. Less talk, more present moment. You can circle your fingers, point them back to you if you wish. When you're doing the inhale, some of these are just anchors to help you with it. One more time. All right. Now, the last part of this is just a full body flow. And for this, under the traditional Chinese side, you would imagine this violet or purple light. The sound they like to use is he. I switch philosophies into more Ayurvedic and Hindu, and I like the Om. So you come up. Om. Oh. Oh. One more time. Oh. One hand, right hand over the dantian. Left hand comes up. You can do the same thing, but this time, instead of making any sounds, and that's crown, feel third eye, sense your throat, heart, solar plex, lower dantian. Gather, harmonize, and balance. All right, bring the feet together. Keep the knees somewhat not locked, slightly bent. Both hands lower dantian. Stand and absorb. This is bamboo sways in the breeze. So if you find yourself kind of moving, just let yourself move. Don't add to the sensation. Don't take away from the sensation. And put your mind in your heart, in the chakra here. And have an attitude of, what is an attitude of gratitude? It's just it's a nice way of saying that, but it's also appreciation. And it's sending good vibes through. You train your mind to feel and to send good vibes, which you appreciate, spirit, soul, and body. And that is it for today. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Rishi.
You're welcome. So, Alexis, that's that funky stuff we do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any questions or anything?
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for the time to connect with my body and my breath.
Excellent. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. You're always welcome back. And it's the Qigong, it is one of those that builds over time. And when I first started doing it, I had a couple of other flows, and I just couldn't find one that I really connected with. And some of it was for me, I came into it I got this through the martial arts. I was a meditator for years. So I understood some of the dynamics, but some of this is kind of like, well, I came in, I wanted martial stuff. And you have to balance that out. But the value with this is that centeredness and the calm. And that, and it's the more that you do this, the more you end with this really feeling of just centered. And now if you keep your mind kind of in your heart, and as you go through your day, you're engaging, of course, your intellect. You lead within the wisdom mind, but you live from spirit, from which is who we are. So,
Yes.
very good.
Awesome. Hey, Rishi, thanks again, and enjoy your concert today. And Man, I feel really well at the beach, being in a different environment. I felt myself sway a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get that under control.
Just let it be. You're going to feel yourself swaying. I'm covered in sweat right now, even though what we do is nice and general. The energy that it has built over time. But yeah, it's a different vibe when you're at the beach or when I do this in the mountains, and it's
I
just
started reading up more on this, and they were actually saying it's a real good workout. Like you could burn a lot of calories just doing Qigong like a routine workout.
it is. It's amazingly effective for something that I mean, I've worked out all my not all my life, but from my mid 30s forward. So last 30 something years, 35 years, I've worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And, I will generate just as much sweat with this.
Right.
But it's, I love the calming effect and the centeredness, the sense of wholeness that it, so always a good.
Right.
Alexis took off. So
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Reggie.
sure. Enjoy your day.
Okay, bye.
Bye, man.